Hi, so this is week 1 of a 52-week production report of my new graphic novel, which I am going to make. I'm going to write and draw, and I'll show you like bits and pieces, sort of like vloggy style of what exactly I'm making and things like this. I've just drawn like a skull. Now I did do like a bit of a video drawing this, and I was talking about my plans for this, but I accidentally deleted the video, so I'm having to redo this. But there's the drawing that I did anyway of like the skull, which will feature in this horror graphic novel. Now this is, I don't know how many pages it's going to be because I haven't particularly wrote the script at the moment. I'm going to begin that soon, make a start on it. But yeah, the skull, I've got like a little sort of sketchbook where I'll be doing like each page like as a little thumbnail or something. The first page is just going to be like a full splash page, a full page panel of the skull. Now first of all, the skull, it'll just start off where the skull will be found. It pretty much won't be explained, you know, how it came to be there, or how it was, you know, sort of like buried or something like that. But that'll be explained later on in the graphic novel. I've got an idea for it, and it'll fit the story quite well, I think. So yeah, so it starts off with the skull being found. I'm still working on like some kind of symbol on the skull. I thought about like a ram sort of design, goat thing, but a simplified one. Just needs a bit more work. Might have to sketch that out and maybe sketch some more ideas, I don't know. Yeah, but so the page 1 little rough thumbnail is of the skull being found basically. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm definitely thinking of adding colour to this, but I may add loads of grey tones to the colouring, and maybe do like simplified colouring, which is easier on me, you know, because if I try to colour everything, I don't know if I'll actually finish it. But right now it's just in the planning stages, sort of before I need to work on the, you know, the pricing and everything, and how much it's going to cost to actually publish what, you know, one of these. I'm probably going to think about different publishers, print on demand, things like that. So I'm going to probably think about that, and yeah, just a lot of researching on how I'm going to launch this, because I don't want to, you know, just like throw it up there on a Kickstarter within a day or two, and you know, it doesn't get funded or anything, or I just totally fail. So I want to really sort that out and get it sort of like a professional looking page as well, and lots of designs, and particularly like the pages, I need to draw them up and, you know, get good dialogue in it and stuff. I've got some really good ideas for characters that'll feature in it. Yeah, so I'm going to begin writing the script. Yeah, I'll just start writing and don't stop. So the graphic novel, I haven't got too much done today, although I did write a very short story synopsis in the inside cover here. It doesn't give too much away, but it tells the general gist of what I'm trying to say in this graphic novel. So I'm just going to read it. Skull is found in the ground. Let the bodies hit the floor, maybe have someone nailed to a door. The power of hell will awaken, as God's own power has been mistaken. Look after your soul, that is the only goal. Death comes to all, darkness will fall. Yes. Now I kept it like that because You know, usually when I read like a story synopsis, like on the back of a book or anything like that, I don't really want to know too much about the story, to be honest. I just want to read something. You know, if the cover looks good, I like to read something. So, and just enjoy the artwork as well, and you know, not to know too much about it. It's like a film. You know, if you watch the trailers these days, it tells you the whole story plot and everything. You remember that the latest Terminator, like it tells you exactly what happened. So I was like, oh, I already know what happens. So it's pretty pointless seeing the film, even though I did see the film. But even though that film made a mockery of all the other films, you know, you know, it's the sign of the time. So, but yeah, so I don't really want to give too much away, because if I do that, then you know what's happening. I mean, right now we just know that there's a skull, and this skull could mean some very evil stuff going on, and that's all for now. I may do something a bit more later. I'm going to try and keep these sort of updates short and to the point, and just show you a bit what's going on and things like that all the way through the week. So hopefully they'll be useful. There was a little skull there that you saw earlier, so it's going to have like a design on the front of its skull. I haven't properly worked that out yet, so we'll just see how it goes. Well, now I've got myself an A4 notepad, quite a few pages left in it. You know, I need to work out the script for the page and exactly what's going to go on the pages of each page in this graphic novel. So I've got to work that out. I haven't written a script properly before, because when I used to work on comic book pages before, I'd just draw bits of pages here and there as and when, and probably get bored. So I think writing a script is important, because it'll keep me on track and, you know, help me to draw the pages as well. So I'm gonna have to think about this. You know, my mind's drawing a blank right now, but I'm sure it'll come to me in the next couple of days. So that's the notepad. Work on each page. There's quite a few pages in here, so, and there's going to be quite a few pages in the graphic novel. So yeah, I'm just going to start writing and see what's what. So early on in this graphic novel creation process, I've been thrown up with loads of questions in my own mind about how I'm going to create this comic book or graphic novel. You know, there's sort of formatting issues I have to work through, and maybe get help on that. I'm going to Google a lot of stuff and just see how it goes, really. Also, the price, I'm thinking about a reasonable price for the graphic novel. There's going to be lots of pages, so I'm going to have to work that out and make sure I get a good price for it, and, you know, just work out all the stuff that I should be working out, whether it's going to be in colour. Right now I'm thinking like maybe grey tone it a bit and add colour to it, but then I'm not so sure at the moment. We'll just see how it goes. I just rather want to just crack on with it and get a lot of the art done and the pages, and, well, the script. The script is the most important thing, because that's going to help me do all the rest. And then, you know, along the way I am going to have to think about the format, what size I've got to do the pages, problems that should be worked out, and I should have worked out beforehand, but no, I can do things along the way. It's sort of like an evolutionary process. Everything I'll just be thrown into the mix and just see what problems arises, really. It's pretty much when I'm doing illustrations for clients or anything like that, it's coming up with problems and just trying to solve them. So it's just getting on with things like that. So yeah, I'm cracking on with it anyway, so we'll see how it goes, and I'll keep you informed in this video. So I've begun to write a script. I've only done up to page 5 at the moment, but I'm just writing a general description of each page and any weird panels and, you know, dialogue and anything that I can just add to it later on, really. So for the first page, it's the full page panel of the skull, which I've already sketched out slightly in that little book next to me here. So partially covered with mud. The weird panels that I'll add in suggest that the skull has been found on an archaeological excavation site, which I forgot to put the site in. Never mind. It's just a rough general idea. The weird panels slowly form the thoughts of the skull, leading into the next page. Page 2, top page slice panel. That's just like sort of a half really. It's my own little term, really. So it'll just be like a top page slice, but that's, you know, that size, showing the interior of the museum, because it's been took to a museum, obviously, after. And the panel 2 switches to night, security guard silhouette seen with a torch patrolling the hall. Just basic stuff, really, just to get me in the sort of mind of describing everything. Panel 3, skull sat within a glass case, looking rather pissed off. Label to the side reads ancient skull, do not touch glass. Panel 4, glass shatters and the skull is loose. The panels for this page will have a suggestion that the skull had to wait several weeks for his powers to regenerate. So I wanted to add that in there because it's a reminder, just to add, you know, sort of reminder why he was like stuck in a museum. Page 3, panel 1, half page panel. The security guard bursts through the door and sees. Panel 2, half page panel. The skull floating in midair with power and fire dripping from its evil grin. And page 4, panel 1, top left panel, security guard burning. And that'd be quite graphic image. And I started doing just pages as well. Just turn this over. Panel 2 of that page. Bring this down. There we go. Close-up shot of the skull's eyes. So yeah. And then panel 3 of a wide angle of the museum exterior on fire. And at panel 4, the museum explodes and the skull floats off the scene. Now, a lot of this probably will change over time, I don't know. Depending on how I draw it, I might come up with better ideas, but it's just to start off. First draft, if you will. Page 5, panel 1, a city shot, small panel. Panel 2, a back alley reveals itself to the light. A figure is slumped against the wall with shit and piss all around him. It's nice. Panel 3 shows the figure's dirty bearded face. It's a tramp, and his first words of the day are, "The world is going to fucking end, you cunts. We're all doomed." Panel 4, the skull flies overhead and overhears the tramp. And then I got to page 6, but I'm gonna think about that and really sort of think how it's going to go on. I already know how it's going to go on, but it's connecting everything together in my own head before I actually write it down. And as I said, like, these suggestions will probably change as I'm going along. I just need to work through it, and you know. So I'm going to end this week's vlog with sort of like a little bit more insight into this graphic novel, but it's only just the beginning, really. So we'll have one next week, and then there'll be 50 more weeks after that, where I'll hopefully stitch all these bits together. This week's been a bit of a busy week for commissions and other stuff that I had to get out of the way, and other bits and bobs and stuff like that. So hopefully next week will be more work to show and different things. So I hope you enjoyed that little sort of snippet into working on this graphic novel. I really want to make a go of this because I've started stuff in the past and not finished stuff, and it's sort of pissed me off that I haven't really done it. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you next week. Cheers now.